Hi, welcome to Fiddly Stitch Tutorials. Today we're going to do a tutorial on how to take multiple pages for a large image and make them one image and put them together without using any tape. I've already cut the image. I use a guillotine cutter to cut off one side so that when I have a overlap that it sits on top of the side that I didn't cut. And that'll allow the ink to not leave the little white line that happens if you have any little white area showing. When you make these cuts, they need to be all the way to the ink. If they're not to the ink, you're going to have that little white line in your image when you're done. So with them already being cut, what I do is I take, for multiple pages it's different. When you start working with 4, 5, 6, 7, I just did a 12-page image, and you have to put them together a little different. But the main concept is still the same. You're going to start with one side and work one way, or you're going to start with a single sheet, I should say, and glue it together. For these 3 pages, I choose the center page to be the middle that everything binds to. It's just simpler for me, and this leaves me a nice small edge on this side and a nice small edge on this side. And this is the product. It's quilt basting spray. The brand is Taylor. I mean, you can find it at Walmart. It's not expensive. It's like $7, maybe $8, but it's not expensive. It lasts for a while. The tip, after long uses, the tip will get gummed up. I just take a Q-tip with a little bit of acetone and just kind of swirl it around, and it cleans it right off. So I have my high dollar spray box here. For this, I just do one side at a time. It doesn't take a lot for the spray. Let's move you a little closer here. And then it's just a matter of putting your image on top of that little white strip that's left on that other page side and lining the ink up. So this can be challenging sometimes when you're working with several pages at a time. Make sure that you have enough workspace. That 12-page one that I just did, I tried to do it on the same little table, and it was a challenge. So don't get discouraged, But if it doesn't work right, just take it apart, try it again. If the glue doesn't seem tacky anymore, just lightly mist it again, and it should be good to go. And that's it. I mean, the paper is together completely. Then I would take this side that I haven't sprayed, spray it down. Notice I use my finger just to go right across the little line where it overlaps. And that presses it down and makes sure that it seals all the way. If you don't, sometimes you can have this little area where the paper will start lifting. And you don't want that because that'll separate when you start putting it together. So if it lifts, just try to press it down. And that's it. Very easy. When you go to lay this on your item, I've had better luck with just lightly misting the image. And that way, when I do multiple presses, this image is just a single press, but when I do a bigger image with multiple presses, I don't want the image to move around. Once I lift that platen up, I don't want the image to shift and then it do a double print, you know, or a ghost print. So I spray the whole image lightly, and then when I lay it down, I lay it down. I try to get it in line. If I have to move it, I pick the whole thing up. I don't try to turn it. I don't try to pull it. You have to just lift it up and recenter it and put it back down, and away you go. So it's an easy process. It takes a little time to get, you know, used to doing it, but it's really not hard. And the reason why I do this is because, like, if I had a solid image where it covered the entire sheet, the tape is going to show. You know, I don't know what it is, but the heat doesn't transfer through the tape as easily, and it leaves little shadow lines where I have my image tape. Now, if I have a white area, I can tape in those because that won't matter. But if it's a dark image area, I notice that it leaves a little halo where the image just didn't transfer as well. So I hope that's informative. Feel free to like, subscribe, share. There's links down below in the in the discussion box. Sorry, my brain dead for a second. Feel free to check out our groups, or you can check out my personal page for selling products. Hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot.